you tired of being a broke influencer? Just ran down and over not knowing how much to charge for your partnerships? Have you been DMing random content creators that you admire or joined those influencer group chats where everyone is asking, how much do I charge? If so, this video is gonna help because I'm about to break down the ultimate formula for you to use when coming up with your rates. Yup, money, 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 money. Money! Y'all know this is one of my favorite topics, so let's dive right in. When we think about our rate for brand partnerships, we typically think about how many followers we have. And although this is taken into consideration in the pricing formula, it's not what we want to lead with. When you think about your rates, I want you to think about a big old juicy cake. I mean the most moist, buttery, mouth-watering, flavorful cake you've ever had. And if you like me and need it to be vegan or gluten-free, do your thing. But I want you to think about everything it took to make this one supple, divine tasting cake. It has nothing but the best and the freshest ingredients, and the appearance and the texture add to the taste too because everything was added in the right proportions and meticulously mixed so that this cake could be baked to flawless perfection. That cake, that's your content rate. It's so much more than your followers. It's time, energy, preparation, brainstorming, filming, editing, scouting, studying, testing. It's all the things that no one sees you doing that should be factored into your rates. One of the things most overlooked by brands and content creators themselves is pre-production. Let's take it back to before heavy social media and the influencer even had a name. When brands were paying advertising agencies and production companies to create their ads. What we now see influencers doing was once the job of several companies and different departments. And the brands had to pay them all. They had to pay for the pre-production team, the production team, hair, makeup, wardrobe, the talent, the post-production team, copywriters and editors. And once the content was made, they had to pay for advertising space, whether the content was advertised on billboards, radio, the internet, or television. We should be looking at content creation the exact same way. Who's brainstorming before the content is produced? Who comes up with the concept? You do. Therefore, when coming up with your prices, you want to incorporate pre-production into your rate. Again, coming up with the concept, having a brand call before filming, creating the mood board, deciding which outfits to wear, planning your shoot, and rehearsing is all pre-production. Next, let's think about the production itself. The preparation, hair, makeup, wardrobe, and setup, the hours of filming and photography, and then the striking of your set, the breakdown. Regardless of if you have a team or you're doing this all yourself, you want to incorporate this part of your work into your rate. If you're paying contractors, you want their fee to be covered by the brand. Now, I'm not saying if Johnny charges $2,000 to lay your lace that you pass it on. What I am saying is you want to factor in the average of your production expenses into your base rate. So if your production expenses are $3,000 and you have an average of 5 brand deals a month, you want to add $600 to your partnership pricing to cover your production expenses. You also want to honestly look at the quality of your content, ensuring that your rate reflects your skill level. Watch this video next if you need some help in this area or some support on how to create quality content that converts. After pre-production and production, we move into the real work. Post-production. After 6 hours of filming and taking 1,700 photos, it's time to narrow down the best cuts and the cutest images. And this can take hours before you even begin the full editing process of color correcting, cutting off that double chin, and realizing you filmed half the video with your mic off. This stuff ain't easy, and if you're putting in the work, don't you think it's time you got paid for it? Here's a bonus tip. Be sure to take into consideration brand edit requests and reshoots. Either have them as an add-on or already worked into your base rate. And the fourth part of the formula is the actual advertisement, your audience. And it's not just about how many followers or subscribers you have. Brands are also interested in your conversion strategy, your dependable engagement rates, and how many touch points you have with your community. Brands are paying for advertisements in order to increase their brand awareness and generate sales. Your number of followers don't move the needle in these areas, but your interaction, engagement, and your influence conversion rate do. How many people can you move from your social media platform to the brand's website to complete a purchase? Your power of influence is directly connected to the brand's ROI. Pre-influencer marketing, brands paid ad agencies to create their advertisements and then paid for advertising space during commercial breaks of TV and radio shows. They also paid for advertising space on billboards and in magazines to do one thing: communicate their message to their audience. And now they can connect with their audience by simply connecting with yours. We have covered the 4 key components in your influencer partnership rate formula. That's pre-production, production, post-production, and advertising. But there are more add-ons. When you create content for a brand to be advertised on your platform, that's one rate. But if the brand also wants to use the content on their platform, that's another. That's a usage rate. And regardless of if it's organic or paid, meaning that it's whitelisted or boosted by the brand, you want to have a surcharge that is a percentage of your base rate for the partnership. And this applies to exclusivity, rush orders, excessive meetings, and reshoots. Oh, I hear it now. But Jay, I just started out and I want to build relationships. Should I do the work for free? It's 2022. Who you building a relationship with? The brand has hired paid employees to send you that email asking you to work for free. And you know how y'all baby millennials and Gen Zers are. You'll swear up and down you love a job and quit after 2 weeks. Jan don't work there no more, so who are you building a relationship with? Although Jan is asking you to work for free, she isn't. And so you shouldn't be either. There should always be a valuable exchange when working with these big companies because they have the budget for marketing and advertising. And it's important to understand that as an influencer, you have signed up to help market businesses. There are many ways to build relationships with brands, but working for free isn't necessarily one of them. Comment below, I'm ready to build, if you're interested in a video on how to build brand relationships, and I'll get right on it. It's crucial that as a content creator, you are comfortable with the rate you are receiving in exchange for your work. A lot of the times when our self-worth and value is not built up in the way it could be, we question our own abilities, allowing us to feel compelled to accept rates that aren't aligned with the quality of or the amount of effort we put into our work. You don't want to undersell your work because what typically happens is you become so focused on what you didn't receive that you lose sight of the opportunity to showcase your best self and your best work. What's produced is mediocre because you're no longer excited to create. And when you're constantly questioning, why do I keep getting taken advantage of? Why didn't I ask for more money? Why did I say yes? You can't focus on premium content creation. I did not give you an exact dollar amount to charge for your services. I gave you something much more valuable. And that's a formula that can be manipulated as you grow in skill and your company in size. Regardless of if you are a solopreneur just starting out in your content creation journey, or you've been doing this a while and you have a couple of people on your team, you now have a clear understanding that your rate must include pre-production, production, post-production, advertising, and any additional add-ons. Now that you have the info, go put it into action. Did you enjoy this video? Do you feel empowered to increase your income and want to learn a little more? If so, watch this next video to discover ways to get brands to pay you more money.